Hello, hello. Welcome to this live stream about compiling to sexy. So first of all, for those who don't know me, my name is Daniel Valadas. I own Daniel Valadas Web Designer or Daniel Valadas Concept Art Web because I'm in the French part of Canada. I'm one of the main contributors to DNN platform source code. I'm also responsible for releases and other stuff related to DNN platform. Oops, that's the wrong repository. Yeah, so this live stream came up of an idea from Jeremy Farrance that we had a chat on Discord, and basically the idea was to learn how to compile to Sexy because it's a popular open source solution. And I'm gonna go. I talked with my good friend David Poindexter, who owns Envisionative, about doing a live stream so more people know how to actually build to sexy, since it's a very popular solution for DNN. Um, David is also the creator of this incredible tool for DNN called NV QuickSight, which is a Windows utility to quickly set up a local DNN instance for testing DNN, release candidates, older versions of DNN, newer versions, custom local builds, and to clean up those installations after the fact also. It is also an open source project, and a lot of people use it. If you like it, make sure you contribute also. If you look at the project on GitHub, a lot of those open source projects contributors will accept sponsorships. So if you use these things and you appreciate them, make sure you go and sponsor them. So yeah, the idea came on Discord. We were talking about Too Sexy not getting much contributions from people outside of Too Sexy, and the discussion was focused around, we don't know how to build it, and we would be glad to contribute. So let's try and help that. By the way, if you want to join DNN Discord, if you go to the DNN community site, you will see on the bottom of the homepage a little uh, toolbar item or call out to our Discord server, and you can join Discord by clicking this link. That's where a lot of quick answers get done and support and general help about DNN. I mentioned Jeremy a couple of times already, so he's the owner of Accurati. They also do services related to DNN, and he helped coordinate the first effort into getting a couple people together to actually learn how to build to Sexy, or to SXE. 2xXC is an open source structured content solution for DNN, one of the most popular ones. It's been made by a company 2SIC, owned by Daniel Mettler, also known as iJungleBoy, if you go on Discord or I think Facebook and Slack. iJungleBoy or Daniel Mettler. Um, and yeah, they have created this incredible open source solution that they use for their own clients, and they have generously made this solution open source. They also offer paid support, but basically it's open source. If you like 2SXE, you can freely opt into a couple extra features directly in the app. And you can also use patrons to sponsor the project, and then you also get a couple extra perks by being a patron. So if you use it, you like the patron features, or even if you just want to sponsor the project, that's the way to go regarding 2SXE. All right. So, David, welcome to the live stream.
Thanks for having me,
Um,
Daniel.
I don't, it's the first time I do a live stream with Zoom, and I'm not sure how to switch what is visible.
Basically, whatever's being shared is being shown. And the when you're talking, your little video's in the corner, and
Yep,
when I
yep, yep.
talk, my little video's in the corner. So, just like if we were in a Southern Fried DNN meetup, you know, watching
All right.
YouTube after the fact. So,
Cool, cool, cool. Noob here about live streaming.
we'll
Mm.
make it through. It'll be good. Hopefully, it'll be helpful to others as well. So,
Great. Live chat is enabled on the stream, so if you have any questions along the way, feel free to type in your questions. And if you want to join the actual stream, also leave a note and I'll send you an invite. So after the discussion we had on Discord, Daniel Metler went and edited the documentation about how to build because it was outdated and because they were not getting much contributions. They wouldn't see the value and the effort of updating those docs because most people working on Too Sexy were internal to the company. And he quickly turned around an update to the documentation to a point where now it works as documented, basically, and it's really appreciated. Would you like to go through those steps on your machine, David?
that sounds like a good plan.
Awesome. So I think if you start your screen share and I can guide you through the steps, and I'll send you the link to the documentation so you have a checklist. Let me
Okay.
just move this around here, there. So the first step would basically be to set up a local DNN site and install to SXC of whatever version you want to be contributing to. I think
Okay.
as a demo, we should take like the latest, but they have branches for all of the LTS versions also. So that would be just a branching strategy on GitHub. So if you want to go ahead and show how to use NV QuickSight to install latest DNN, that would be a good start.
Okay, sure. So I just set up a folder locally here called 2SXC. I guess that could be anywhere. Is that correct? And
Correct. They give
we'll put
examples in
DNN
the
inside.
documentation, but it could be anywhere you like.
Start up MV Quick Site then, and we'll see which screen it shows up on, and I'll drag it over. Oh, yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here you want to go with 10.2.2 for DNN.
Sure.
All right, we'll go next, and then hopefully we won't have too many internet issues
Yeah.
where I'm at. I'm noticing it's going way slower than normal, probably because I'm streaming video as well.
Right.
But you could cue the Jeopardy music if you'd like while it's
Dum dum dum
downloading.
dum 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 dum.
Don't do any more, or it'll get flagged for copyright. So don't.
True, true. We're on YouTube. We have to be more careful with music.
Yeah, that's okay. You were under 30 seconds, so you were good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. All right, so we will do something like 2SXC and uh, I kind of want it to be in that folder, so I'm going
Hmm.
to put it in that folder that I was in there, and then this will be something like or 2SXC dev or something like that, maybe.
All right.
All right, next, and then yep, and that looks good to me. Next. Now this part should go faster, so let's go.
Right.
Okay. And you want me to go ahead and install on the side?
Right. So we can visit the site and complete the So DNN, when you visit the site the first time, will basically finish the setup of DNN.
And I guess for those that don't use this, if you do check secure, it'll use your local dev certificate. So the browser will complain about that being not private and all that good stuff. So
And then you have to
I
click
clicked this,
proceed,
but you
but
don't know
there's
it
no progress. Yeah, I don't know why.
either. So we're just kind of waiting
Mm,
for
yeah.
the website to kick up. There we go. All right. So we'll just put anything in here, I guess.
Hmm.
Oops. Something like that, maybe.
Right?
Yeah, we don't really need that. Yes, it got past 18%. You know, I have trauma. I got PTSD from the
Fast.
18% mark. You know, it's like if you don't get past there, you got permissions issues or something.
You got problem.
Yeah. But that is the good thing about ME QuickSight. You shouldn't run into permissions issues because it'll take care of it for you.
Yes,
It's good. So,
it's a really great tool for local. Getting there. Dum, 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 dum,
there we go.
dum. There we go.
You know how I love progress bars. I
Of
can't not look
course.
at them. Now we'll have to wait for site to spin up.
Yep. While that happens, if you want on another tab, you could download latest to SXE extension.
Sure.
And yeah, my understanding is that their develop branch matches latest, and
Well,
their
and you don't mean literally download it. You mean clone it? Is that what you
no,
mean?
no,
Or
we're gonna download and install it, and then we'll clone it.
oh,
So we
okay.
um, the project is so huge that they have broken it down into a lot of smaller projects, and you just build the thing you're working on. But if you want to be able to test, you need it completely installed and running to actually test.
All right. So in here, I don't even know what version that is.
I need that one. Yeah.
21.02.00.
All right.
All right. And I'm just gonna put that on another window when it downloads so I can easily drag it. Well, I guess I don't even really
You
need
can
to
drag
open it.
from the
I
toolbar.
forgot. I keep forgetting I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, my trick.
Yeah, we'll show your trick and maybe it'll ooh and ah somebody else.
Mm,
Okay, we'll check over here. Yep, this looks good over here. So,
awesome.
all
So we
right.
can install it on this instance.
All right. I think it finished downloading. Yep, it did. All right. So we'll go extensions, install extension, and then we'll drag it from here. This is Daniel's trick.
Yep.
That blew me away the first time I saw you do. I'm like, whoa, 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 what did you just do? Mhm. That was almost as impactful as Windows V.
Oh yeah, clipboard history. And then it's going to take a little bit because there's a lot of stuff being installed and initialized.
Mhm.
Dum, 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 dum. There was a time where websites would have um, music that would start automatically.
Yeah. I think too many people got fired for going to a site they shouldn't have actually gone to or didn't realize they were going to, and it played something that was
Yeah.
inappropriate for the workplace, maybe.
Yep.
So yeah, it became not a thing anymore, huh? And let me see, where did you learn how to do that? In front page?
um, Web Matrix.
Ah, there you go. All right. So it looks like it's there.
Awesome.
What would be the next
Um,
step?
would you like to create a page and put
Sure,
a 2SXE app on the page?
sure. We'll wait for the site
Uh-huh.
to load. And for those not familiar with this process, I mean, anytime you install an extension that has a DLL or you touch the web config or anything like that, you're going to get this first load delay.
Right.
Then after that, everything's snappy. That is not a DNN thing. That is just an ASP.NET thing.
Correct.
Guess I could go over to here and do a list. Now should see that folder created that MV QuickSite created.
Which
And
is
if
the
I
website.
go into there, I should see three folders: database, logs, and website. And I'm assuming eventually I'm going to be in website. And we're going to go to some directory. I'm assuming desktop modules and clone, but I don't
Um,
want to get ahead of you or anything.
no, the way they did it, it could live anywhere, and there is a
Oh,
JSON file that tells it where to
oh,
spit
I
the
like that.
result out, basically.
So basically, I put it
Quite
at the
nice.
same level as this.
Yep, that's good. Yep.
All right, good. All right. So that looks like it's reloaded. We'll go pages. And you have a preference for what it's called or
Um, employees or
employees? All right.
whatever that would be.
All right.
Right. It's a great solution for small structured content, and I think they have like a company roster app already or something like that
Oh, okay.
for people or persons or something. So that
All right.
could be our demo.
So you
So
want me to
the
add
Mhm. An
app or
app.
content?
I would do an
App.
app,
Okay.
and then it will suggest installing all of the apps, and I wouldn't recommend installing everything because you can install things just what you need. The big perk is to make your own apps, but for this demo, let's use one of their simple ones. So it should offer you to install. Dum, 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 dum. There we go. So we could
So unselect all
unselect
of them.
everything, yeah, and just pick what was the one? People directory there on the bottom right. Kind of a greenish, yeah.
Oh,
That,
I
oh,
accidentally clicked it instead of checking it. Okay, checking it.
there we
Yep,
go.
I clicked on this. That's why it opened, I guess, in the new. All right. So we'll install that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All
Yep.
right. Okay.
It could really be anything, and they have a great selection of pre-built apps.
Now, what scares me is that all of these are showing ghosted checked in the
Right,
background.
it's true. Never noticed that,
It
but
must
it
have been
installed only one.
yeah, that's good.
Great. All right, so let's
All right.
place that one.
All right. All employees, or you want to do a different view?
I guess all employees.
All right.
There we go. So we have a starting point. We're not going to be working with this much, but basically this app allows you to have a list of employees, probably with different titles, maybe grouping by organization. I'm not familiar with the app. It's just we have
Okay.
something to play with.
All right.
All right. So I was saying earlier, they have I sent you, David, a link on Slack to the documentation about this. And if people want to follow along using the documentation, basically in the top menu, this lives in the abyss for some reason.
Mm,
But at near the end of the abyss, there's contribute to SXE, and then it explains how to set up, right? So we have already done the basics of setting up a DNN instance. By the way, 2SXE was initially made for DNN, but it also supports Octane now. So part of the setup instructions are for Octane and part are for DNN, and you cannot build the whole solution unless you have both platforms installed. So when we're working on DNN, we are only going to be building the part we're working on and not the entire
mm.
solution.
Okay.
So yeah, in that white box that you have there for the backend, it will list the different repositories that you need to clone into that root folder you created, right? Not
Okay.
inside of the
So
website.
this would be equivalent to the one that I am getting ready to create.
Correct. Yeah,
All right.
outside of the website.
So we'll do a make dir.
You might want to return one directory up, right? So it's
Well,
not inside of the website.
well, it's not inside the website. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would
I'm not in the
work.
website folder.
Yes,
Yep.
that would work. True, true, true. Yeah.
So just to be clear, we'll call it 2SXE source. How about that?
So I wouldn't do that because one of the
Okay.
projects is called exactly that.
Oh, okay. All right. So
So call it just source
root.
yeah, let's call it that. Yep,
All
that's fine.
right.
Just so we don't conflict with
All
the actual project name.
right. So now
Right.
I'm in my empty directory there. All
Right.
right.
So then you would go and copy paste all the git clone somethings on this
Right into
page
that folder.
right into a terminal that's in that folder. Yeah.
All right. So we'll copy that and paste. That looks good to me.
Yep.
So that'll create a 2SXC folder, I'm assuming, in here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's a big repo.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
And you may
that's
not need to clone absolutely everything. The documentation shows you how to get everything of the solution, but basically, 2SXE folder is absolutely required because that's all the core stuff. There's a
mhm.
2SXE docs, that's their documentation site. So if you see anything wrong in the docs, that's the repository that generates the docs. Then there's 2SXE sources, 2SXE UI, 2S, EAV server, and EAV UI. Just talking about them while they download. And for those who are curious, EAV is entity as value. That's how structured content data, right, that you create on the fly gets actually stored in SQL Server
Hmm.
in easy to change way and easy to manage way so that you don't have to do any SQL. And the server part is basically the storage of that. And the EAV UI is what you see as an administrator of 2SXE when you create data types and when you define the fields and stuff like this. Versus the 2SXE repos are more the general user experience that visitors will see and normal editors would see with the normal toolbars and stuff.
Mm. But we're a little over halfway there with that repo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we we didn't necessarily go in perfect order with this. We did the setup of DNN first, and
Yes,
then we're kind of coming back here just because you were saying that we need to install to SXC in the site, and then we're going to dev
true,
to it.
true.
So in your mind, that was a little bit better flow,
I
maybe.
reversed the order.
Yeah, which is okay. I was just
Yeah,
making sure that people were able to follow along what you did.
yeah, makes sense.
All right.
And they
Do you
also
have
give instructions for Octane, so people who want to actually build for both platforms, they also have the instructions for that.
so those are just for people that don't know, this little widget here in the docs is from their hazing
Hmm.
site, which is they use for procedural documentation. So sometimes you see links to a sub, what they call a recipe. So this would be a recipe, and this would be a sub recipe to that recipe. So if I were to show the sub, there's another one embedded into it.
And you can check your progress as you follow along.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any more traveling music for us, Mr. Lawrence?
Wow, I should have prepared some reels or something. You have to call Elon Musk there about Starlink speed.
I think it's not actually a Starlink issue here.
Yeah.
I think it's GitHub being a little slow here.
Hmm. I heard this week talking about Starlink that they were planning to make in space data centers
Oh, interesting.
because of solar energy and cooling. Like it solves a lot of
Oh yeah,
things that we have
sure.
here as a problem that is not a problem in space.
Hmm, very interesting.
Yeah, I would call it above cloud.
That's pretty brilliant. I mean, would you like to host above the cloud
Yeah,
or the cloud?
let me go buy the domain.
I remember back in the day when it was prudent to scoff up all the creative domain names you could and
Yes,
hope that somebody would reach out to you wanting or needing that domain name.
you really want to shame me on the live stream here for.
Hey, I was not mentioning any names, Chris Hammond, but
But yeah, I do have a couple domain names that every year, like, should I just stop renewing it or?
I just had that happen yesterday to me. Okay, so it is now
Awesome.
cloned. You want me to go ahead and clone the other ones real quick then?
Sure.
Okay, so we'll get EAV server. I said we'll get EAV. Should be
Ah,
quicker, I
that
would
looks
think.
smaller.
And we'll just do an LS here. I would expect two folders.
Hey,
Yep, there we go.
perfect.
All right. And we'll go over to SXC
All
sources.
right, so this one, I'm not sure if we need it 100%, but
It's okay.
might as well get it just because
I'll
it's in
get
the
it and
docs.
set it up. Yeah.
But this repository is a special case because they have so many versions and the Git history was becoming huge. So in this repository, you have a lot of the old history of 2SXE versions
Oh, okay.
8, 9, 10, like all these older versions. And yeah, maybe you should abort this one. maybe it's not
Well,
required.
that doesn't look that bad, but that's the number of objects, I guess, instead
Right.
of the set. Oh, wow. Yeah. It's, I mean, the speed's pretty good, but that's a lot of objects. Okay.
Yeah,
You want me to kill it?
I think so. We'll get it if we get into trouble.
All right.
All right.
Should I remove that one?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Well,
Ah, well.
I could, I'll just delete it in Explore over here.
Okay.
It was 2SXE sources, right? Yeah,
Yes.
2SXE sources. All right. It is now gone. Okay. Now we got those two folders. And you want to do the UI?
Yes.
All right. Much quicker.
And I have to ask Daniel Medler if that's even needed, if it should be in the docs or what, because they
Oh,
have
the
branches on
sources.
the other one. Yeah.
Mm. This one's not small. I'm assuming this is the Angular app
So this
or
is
the
the
UI.
user interface for 2SXE. So that's what you would have visitors see and editors know that they're not creating apps, but they're using apps. So that does a lot of Angular stuff and all the JavaScript part, all the front end basically of that. It's really blurred lines what's front end versus back end versus back
Mm.
office versus admins versus visitors.
Oh, this says JS parts.
Yeah,
So that's more like the helper
exactly. Yeah,
methods and stuff, I guess. And then this is actually the admin UI, so EAV UI. Okay,
exactly.
interesting.
So that's what you would see when you're creating an app and you're creating content types and queries and um,
Yeah,
code first. What do they call it? Um,
into the attribute values.
Copilot,
Oh,
2SXE
Copilot. Yeah,
Copilot
yeah.
and stuff. That would include all of that.
I did lose your video, so I don't know if you
Yes, I
attended that
need
or
a
not. Oh,
glass
okay.
of water
Okay.
because
Okay.
my supper was quite salty.
Okay. The UI project has now been cloned. I will do the EAV UI project now.
Awesome. Yep.
Alrighty. Looks like that one's done. And docs.
And
We
docs, I
skip
mean,
that or
if you want, but just people know it exists, you know. So if you want to
I think
contribute
I
to the
would,
documentation, which is exactly what we're
yeah,
seeing right here,
yeah, I would love to
right?
be able to do that. So I'll just go ahead and clone that one.
Cool, cool. And I think it is DocFX, if I'm not mistaken, which most articles would be based on Markdown,
Mm-hmm.
and then API documentations would get generated automatically from the sources of the project.
Oh, happen to know a little bit about DocFX.
Hmm.
because of DNN docs also being docfx.
Exactly.
While that's downloading, are there any other ones? Configure environment paths. Okay, so I need to do
All
this.
right, so that's the key. Yeah, and if you click
Okay.
on that link, they give you a sample. So you would basically, on the root where you cloned everything, you would manually create a file called toSexy-build.config.json. And they give you an example on one of those links, I believe. File contents. Okay, cool. So you can create a file by that name and then copy paste the file contents that you have lower there. And all right, so he explained to me that the fallback is not needed. It's like a really weird case scenario where you would want to spit different parts of 260 to different locations, but it's really edge case. So all you need is the step one,
Okay.
and that could be done like in VS Code or any text editor.
I suppose I could go ahead and do that real quick here. I'll just
Sure.
do it right here. And I'll do it a different way since you said
Yep.
those two things. I'll create this and get rid of TXT. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just to show another way.
Yep.
Right.
And then basically you can copy the sample that was in the documentation for the file contents and just adjust the paths to your own paths for your website.
Okay. So
Awesome.
at this point, I've got everything except for to SXC-sources.
Mm-hmm.
And should I open this in VS Code now to help us do the next
Yes,
things or
that would
what?
work. Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. We don't need a chat section. And you said I need to do something in here.
Yes, so in the documentation that you were on earlier, there was a section file contents, like if the next block, you know?
Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
so you would copy this,
So
but
this.
replace the paths to the paths to your website, basically.
Okay. So
That looks about right. So it says DNN targets, plural, because you could
must have gotten rid
have
of.
different versions of DNN. Like you want to make sure that it works on 9.13 and 10. So you could provide more than one website. In our
Okay.
case, it could be only one here. So you could delete
So
line 7, basically.
oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
I had DNN and Evoke here as an
Yes.
example. So
Or it could be
okay.
multiple versions of DNN or
Okay. And then this, I don't have this project.
correct. All right. So
So
maybe we need it then.
okay.
Yeah, maybe we need it.
I'll go ahead and show Windows V
Yep.
for those that don't know. So there's the Git that I had in my clipboard for that. So
Bada
go ahead
bing,
and
bada
run
boom.
that.
And back at that JSON file, there's also Octane targets. So if you're
Mhm.
building for both platforms, it can throw the result into both places.
Okay.
It's a nice setup.
And I saw that the reason this file's up here is because we don't want that committed to source control. So each of these have their own
Right.
isolated Git repos locally.
To quote Mitchell Sellers, right, wrong, or indifferent, they decided to split it that way
Hmm.
because different contributors would specially work on one piece of this at a time, and the solution is huge, and they tried to make a monorepo.
Monorepo. Mhm.
Yeah, monorepo, and they had all kinds of issues and stuff. So that's how it exists right now.
Hmm. Yeah, we're gonna need some traveling music for this one.
Yeah,
S- there's that.
I'm not 100% sure if we need it. So if you want to try, let me just look at my notes here. In Visual Studio, if you go to Open Project and you go to the one that we
Not
cloned,
Visual
that
Studio.
is, it could be Visual Studio Code, maybe, but
So,
Visual Studio is like, so
so you want me to go
Open
to,
Solution.
okay, I will, and you want me to go to where I put that?
Yes, so where we had the where we cloned everything, the one that's just called 2SXE.
Okay.
And you should have, yeah, this one, and SRC folder. And you should see a couple of solutions, right? So like there's the MVC because they're already trying the new MVC pipeline for DNN. So
Oh,
this
okay.
is a solution
Proof of
specifically
concept.
for that.
Yeah.
One for integration is like integration testing and stuff. The one we want is the one called multi-target, and that's in their docs.
Okay.
That is the solution that targets DNN and Octane. And one of the gotchas that Daniel Mettler told me, if you don't have both DNN and Octane set up, you cannot build solution. It's going to fail. So you need to build only the project you're working on.
Okay.
There we go.
Still got a long ways to go on this one. So,
Yeah. And we'll soon see if it's needed or not.
okay.
We might be cloning it for no good reason, maybe. I don't know. So the way I was explained how the solution was architected here, there's obviously a lot of stuff. It's a huge solution. So they split it into layers, right? And the smaller the layer, the more close to the metal you are. So the layer one deals with data access. Sorry, not even. Layer one is things that are very global. The core functionality, very low level compression and setup for tests and all kinds of things that are very global. And then on layer two is the EAV, so the entity as values. So this one is all about data access and persistence. And then they split it further into 2.3 and 2.1s and like all kinds of sub levels of that layer of data access. And then on layer three, we have the core functionality of the structured content and the different services you have, like pages and code and images and rendering and stuff like this. And then on layer four, it's the things that are very close to the UI. So you have a project for sxc.razor. So that really deals with the final steps of rendering and compiling Razor and stuff like this. So you don't really know where to find exactly what you need unless you put a breakpoint. And then in the platforms, this is what's platform specific. So now you have projects for DNN versus why is oh, they put it in another folder for Octane. Okay, got it. So yeah, so in platform DNN, you have the things that are DNN specific. In platform Octane, they're Octane specific, and the MVC pipeline is what they're working on next, right? For support in both platforms to use real MVC.
Right. Now I noticed something in here that I'm like, that's the Copilot stuff, the ZZ, because his name's
Yeah.
ZZ. If you've ever noticed the
Yes.
namespaces uses that.
Yep. So basically, ZZ, they put it like, so it's at the end, and that's all things that relate to building that are not runtime stuff.
So that's Roslyn compiler stuff there. Okay.
Yes, and build tasks and deployment and stuff like this
Mm, okay.
that they use for building.
I was going to
So,
mention this, but you were explaining some things. But for those of you that were watching, it was restoring all the NuGet packages down
mhm,
here. It took a while for all the projects
right.
to get restored there, and of course, some of them probably are not up to date with the latest for whatever reason. So this warning popped up as well.
Hmm.
Just checking the status of this, we're at 37%
All right.
sources.
We'll get there. So if we go like at the, obviously, like from here, you would kind of need to know what you're working on and stuff, but the quick demo that we did when we met was in the layer 4. And then, sorry, and platforms. I'm sorry. So platform DNN, and then the first project. And you're going to see a view ASCX. And if you expand that, you have well, that's the basic web forms view, that will
Mhm.
render as a module in DNN. And if you go to the CS file of that, which is the code behind, you will have an event on load or on init or something. Page load, sorry. Yep. So we could put a breakpoint here, let's say.
Mhm.
There we go.
All
And
right.
then what I was told was don't try to build the whole solution, just build the project on which you're working on. So if you right click on that project and you do build, it should do a debug build and spit it out into that DNN site.
Okay. So just to make sure before I wreck something,
Hmm.
this one, right
Yep.
click and build.
Yep.
Okay. And
Crossing
you would
fingers.
expect it to know the path from that JSON file that we just created at
Correct.
root. And eventually we'll see where it's building it to, I'm assuming.
And if the build fails, we know we need that sources project. If it doesn't,
Oh, yeah.
then maybe that was
Mm,
optional.
okay. Doing a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
Yep. It knew
4560.
where to go.
All
That
right,
looks
perfect.
correct to me.
All right. Now we may or may not have an issue with DLLs. So if you visit the site and you just reload it,
Okay.
did that explode or not explode? Because that's something that happened when we did it, but I don't know if we were on 10.2.2 or not.
And of course, this load is going to take a little bit
Right.
because we just deployed DLLs to the bin folder.
Hmm.
57% on the clone.
Dum, 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 dum,
Yep.
dum, dum. All right,
There
so
we go.
that happened to us because this library, they're right, wrong, or indifferent. They're pushing it together with the build and probably shouldn't be pushed. But the system is looking for system text encoding web 8.00 and it's not finding it. So if you go to the web config of that site, do we have a binding redirect for system text encoding web?
So let me just pull open this. Oh, I actually had it open in code. No, I didn't. I had that folder open in code. Let me go up and then there and then website and then Ben, you said?
Well, the web config,
Okay, web
does it have an
config.
existing binding redirect?
I think it's going to come from this. Yep. We have Visual Studio Code open. Let me close that. And I could just open up this entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let's just go here and we'll open this in code. That way we can quickly get to things. All right. And you were looking for what?
System the text dot encoding. I can't remember. System dot
Here, I'll go back to here. Encodings.web.
system dot text dot encodings dot web. Yeah.
So copy that and okay, there you go. 8.0.0.0.
Okay. So we have a binding redirect to 8. In the bin folder, do we have 900? What do we have in the bin folder?
I guess I could have just hovered it, but I right clicked. And of course that opened on another window. Yep, 9.
All right, and that's the file version. I think the assembly version is 9.0.0.0. Let's try that in
Yep.
the web config. See if it catches it.
And save.
Yep.
All right. You want to
And
explain really quick explanation of what we're doing here for those that may not
so
understand binding redirects?
dependencies that DNN has versus third-party extension have, we can only have one of them because the file name would conflict because it's a DLL and the file name is always the same. So a binding redirect will say, no matter what version you need between this and this range, use this version. And right now it's trying to load system text encoding version 8, and it's not finding it because 2SXE is pushing version 9 when we did the build, right? So that file should probably be excluded from being pushed because you could have different versions depending on
Which
what
version
version
of
of DNN you
DNN
are.
you're working on? Yeah.
Yeah, so it probably should be skipped from being deployed or not be deployed if the one that's already there
Is later
is
than
newer than the
yeah.
one we're pushing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not fun. Dependencies in .NET, but that
DLL
should,
Hades, I suppose, huh?
yeah.
I assumed I couldn't say HE double hockey stick on a live stream or something. So,
Mhm.
and I did that just for you, Mr. Canada. So
We didn't cheat at okay, at least only
did you learn
currently.
how to Did you learn how to spell that by saying double hockey stick?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. Hey, we
All right, that
fixed.
works.
Good
Cool.
job.
So now back at Visual Studio, if you do attach to process and you just reload the page, we should hit our breakpoint.
I'll do this the menu way for people
Hmm.
to see, but there's the shortcut if you wanted to use that. And then if you want to reattach to the previous process, you can do this. So all right, do
Yep.
attach. And then here's another little trick. W3, you want to find a ASP.NET worker well,
Oops.
uh,
You need to check show processes for all users on the bottom left
oh, that's new.
because it's
Okay.
a system process.
Oh,
There
there
we
we
go.
go. So W3 worker process.
Mm.
So we'll either double click this or click it and attach. And then attach. And then notice that had a little open circle and a yellow warning. You'll want it
That's
to
right.
go solid when it's ready. So if it doesn't go solid, something didn't happen right. So
And if you still don't find the process, you might have to open Visual Studio as an admin, depending
mm.
on your setup. And
And
now if
I
you
did, by the way, when
you
I
did,
opened
yep.
it. Yep.
Now
So now if I do
theory,
what?
refresh the page,
All right.
right? Because it's on
There we
page
go.
load,
We
and
hit a
boom,
breakpoint.
right? So now
And
you
we are.
could do
Oh,
F10,
this
jump
is
in,
awesome.
F11, yep. So that's
Oh,
working.
looky there. All right.
Hmm. So now
We
you
got
can
all
go there
kinds of
and
fun
figure
stuff.
out what happens when it loads. You could attach to a different part if you know what you're working on and et cetera, et cetera. But we have a working setup, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll just let her rip or
Yep, yep,
continue
yep.
or
Sure, 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 sure.
F5. All
Hmm.
right.
All right. The next step is more of the front end. So that is more oriented towards VS Code than full
Oh,
Visual Studio.
we're done cloning this, by the
All
way.
right, cool.
So
So we
things
still
should
don't
be
know if it
snappier
was
now.
required or not.
Yeah. Well, it didn't break with that build,
Right.
so that's good.
All right. So now the front end part, right? So if you would be working on more EAV related stuff, right? Where we started was good because this calls upon EAV.
Okay.
So
Yep.
the breakpoint would continue there, right?
Yeah.
That's why the folder structure needs to be the way it is. Um, yeah, so we can stop debugging here and let's take a look at the front end. So in VS Code, it would be the to SXC-UI, right? So this has a package JSON, and in the package JSON, we have a normal npm setup, and we're gonna have a couple scripts here. Um, for instance,
Oh, okay. I see.
I think CMS. I kind of had to drop when we got into the weeds of this. But obviously, you would do an npm install. That one is for sure.
I'm assuming this would be a good place to start. Uh, Clean install all.
I think so.
All right. So I'm going to copy that. So for those not familiar with NPM and scripts, we should be able to copy any of these. And then in the command line, well, here, I'll just do a terminal from here.
Why do you
Uh,
have run script and I don't? That's
Run
interesting.
script.
Yeah, when you selected CIL,
Yeah.
a little menu came out, run
Yeah.
script.
Oh, this. Oh, yeah,
Why
yeah,
do
yeah,
you have this and I don't?
yeah.
Someone mentioned
I
this to
must have
me.
some plugin or something, but
Yeah.
I'll open a terminal here and do it the full way. We'll just, in order to do this, you need to be in the UI folder. So I'll see where I am here. We'll go into 2SXC root, CD 2SXC-UI. And then now I should be able to do npm run and then any of these scripts, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
ci all. And I would expect, I'll collapse this one, but I would expect a node, oops, I'll collapse this one. I would expect the node modules folder to start
To
popping up
appear.
in
Yeah.
various projects and stuff. So
And I got issues at this point with one of the folders being $2SXE. On my system,
mm,
it was blowing up, completely refusing that and stuff. And I kind of
um,
had to drop at this stage. Um, but the idea is this is basically an Angular project, and you can put a debugger in the source code, and it's going to step there. And
did he mention what version of Node we needed to be on? Because that's one thing I just thought of is
no.
no. So if you kind of want to see the breakdown, that's the first command that it runs, and then it runs this one,
Yep.
and then it runs this one, and
Mm-hmm.
so forth. So it's actually doing npm CI several times, and that's npm CI is short for clean install. You can do npm space I or npm space install. Those are identical. But CI is supposed to be clean install. Theoretically, it should remove all previous node module stuff if we had that and cleanly install everything from scratch as if it were the same as deleting node module and running npm install and then so forth.
Exactly.
There's a lot of commands here. So
Yes.
looks like some dependencies, which is great with the scripts because like to know this and be an outsider, I wouldn't have known jumping through those heaps in that order.
Yep.
So yeah, that's probably a good thing.
And then I'm assuming, unfortunately, I had to drop,
Oh, we
but
got an
like
error. Yeah.
release all. Okay. And yeah, we ran into a couple of issues here, and then Daniel was asking me like, what branch are you on? Are on maybe on master? It's not building right now, and you need to switch to develop or to a release branch and stuff and stuff. But in theory, this
So
would be where the
this
JavaScript is built.
could be a node issue as well.
Possibly also, yeah.
So I'm running. Well, I mean that
Well, you're
is
24.
close to the latest, so I would
Yes,
expect they're pretty current.
me too. But
Um,
he did mention that on the default branch, it might have ongoing issues that are not yet resolved.
yeah. Okay. So do we want to dig into anything else on this, or
Sure,
kind
if you're
of this is
curious.
the premise?
I haven't. This is the premise. That's where we stopped last time. So from here on out,
Well, just being
um,
able to set a breakpoint
it's
and
awesome.
to be able to
Yeah,
get this, I mean that gives me a lot of hope.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's pretty overwhelming the
It is huge. Yeah.
number of things in here. This is
Hmm.
massive,
Yeah.
and kind of getting my head around this, it kind of makes sense, but that's
Mm.
more of an organization preference, I guess, for them to keep their head screwed on straight, and makes sense because I could see how you could get lost really quickly in here.
Yes, and especially when you have a long history, there's also like, today I would do this differently, but
Yeah,
it's there and it's working. So it's hard to
yeah,
maintain software for long. How old is
and on top of that,
260?
it's open source, so
Yes.
uh,
Yeah,
I don't know how long it is. I mean, it's at least a decade, right?
I would think so. Yeah. I
We could probably look at the GitHub. Um, I don't know if there's an easy way to do this or not, but
so going to releases.
if we go to 1.0,
So the oldest GitHub release is February 2014. 2024 is 10 years. It's at least 12 years, and that was version 5.
Yeah.
So it might be 15 years old.
Yeah, they may have been on what was that? Codeplex before?
Code
Codeplex? Yeah.
Codeplex.
Yeah. Was it Codeplex or something like that?
I feel like there was another name. The SourceForge.
Oh yeah, SourceForge, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, good progress. So yeah, he did mention that like in the JavaScript world, it might not be building right now, and maybe someone tries in 2 or 3 days and it's fixed, or just switching branches fixes it. But the idea is this project would build a front end and send the output to your website, right? So you could go into the source code, the JavaScript source code, and put a debugger statement somewhere, and it would halt right there, and you could troubleshoot from there, you know?
Okay, so here's the project for your 2SXC or $2SXC
Yeah,
um, library or helpers. So that's kind of cool. So if we
library.
wanted to, yeah, library. Uh, it's
Data
kind of
query.
intuitive. So like, I was trying to look for something like maybe DNN related real quick. So there's probably some things in here that,
My guess is that there is very little in this project that's DNN related. It's
I was
very
looking at CMS.
abstract,
So
I
I
guess.
think that's where you get pages and stuff like
Hmm.
that. I was thinking about that, but that may be handled back in.
Yeah. Well, DNN
Yeah.
UI root. So yeah, we have something to get HTTP
Uh,
global bootstrap web API.
well, this will be fun just being able
the
to
the
traverse some
class.
of this and try to,
Yes,
learn some
just
things.
the line 15 you have there, and there
Oh,
it's from
sorry.
Z Z Z Z. Like don't use it.
Oh,
Z
yeah.
Z Z Z. Please don't find this.
Yeah.
It's internal.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's funny.
Now imagine they have a lot of deprecated or obsolete code in here.
Hmm.
I mean, in general, in here, not necessarily here, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting me be the guinea pig here.
Yeah. So like one of these days, if I have a bit more time, I might try to find, what's I don't know if there was anything in the doc specific to building the front end or
Yeah.
can't remember, but one of these days I might push it a little further and try to. Do you see something that um, that would be just part of the setup? Setup Octane, develop JS. Is there anything here we should have read
Ah,
before?
maybe. I didn't run that.
Ah,
Uh,
so npm CI2 S6 UI, which was not in the script. So maybe we
yeah.
started off from the wrong project.
Well, it says here to just run that and then run that and then run that. And then, yeah, so that's basically each project.
That was already in the
Yeah,
script, right?
I think so. Yeah. But it
Okay.
failed on NPM CI, so I think we have a bit of a problem
Yeah.
there.
So there, it might be a little off in the docs versus reality yet, because some of the targets I see don't exist there, the scripts.
Oh, you know what? I'm in the NPM. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's go up one level.
Yeah, that's the root,
Well, that's
right?
the root though. There's no package JSON here, so
Correct. So it has
uh,
to be in there.
I think we have to do it here. I think we were trying to run it on the UI instead of 2SXE.
Mm, well,
Well,
that's what it said in
no,
the docs, right?
no. Yeah, well,
Mm,
well, it's a little confusing, as docs
yeah,
are sometimes. It says run this, but
you cannot project with CIR, global package JSON. Did you
which
see
we don't
CIR?
have. Yeah, that's what
Right,
yeah.
wasn't there.
But inside the UI project, yeah,
Hmm.
it was in here. CIL. Yeah.
Okay, that's what we ran. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, there might be a little things to iron out that are either in progress or the docs needs to be adjusted or something, but not too far from it.
Hey,
Oh,
IPMCI worked.
oh,
So it was something, it was probably the next thing that failed.
huh. You
It
want to try?
was, I find that confusing because this makes it seems like you can run that as a command,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
that's not really what he's saying. I think he's saying go into that
In that
folder and run it.
project and
Yeah.
in that project, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
EAV. So, so here,
Dum 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 dum.
see, that's what it's doing. CD
Mm.
projects, which wasn't in the, yeah.
Oh, could it be that it was assuming a specific folder structure, right? Because we don't have projects.
Well, it's right here. It was under there.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's there. Yeah.
So each of these have a package JSON.
Mm.
Yeah, I think we're
So yeah,
probably in flailing territory here, but
I suggest we propose Daniel Mettler to do a follow-up live stream,
yeah, there you
continue
go.
with the front end.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yep.
That's great.
Oh, unload the following projects. Okay, so it tells you, I think, how to unload the projects that prevent you from building the complete solution, and then you can build a complete solution, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. All right, but it's a work in progress also on their side. So,
Yeah,
all right,
great.
think it's good for one stream here.
Awesome.
So, thanks for playing along.
No, you're welcome.
And,
I'm kind of excited. That's something I've always wanted to
yeah,
be
yeah,
able to do too, just knowing that could potentially help. It'd be great.
everybody. All right, well, thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next stream.
Awesome.